You have been afraid of fruit for years because of sugar, but it may be that very fear that is quietly keeping toxins and mucus trapped inside, slowing down the self-healing process your body was originally designed to carry out. My name is Ethan Marshall. I am a 60-year-old physician practicing in the United States, and I want to begin with a statement that may make many people uncomfortable. Many of the health problems you are carrying today do not come from what you failed to do, but from what you believed incorrectly for many years. Over more than 3 decades working with middle-aged and older patients, I have heard the same seemingly harmless question again and again. Doctor, isn't fruit basically just water and sugar? The question sounds logical, even intelligent, yet it has become the very trap that has led millions of people to turn away from one of the most natural foods meant for humans. Before we go any further, if you truly care about real health, about root causes rather than symptoms, I invite you to subscribe to the channel, hit like, and share this video. Your support allows me to continue creating content that is direct, unpolished, and capable of changing how you see your own body. Returning to the original question, the issue is not whether fruit contains sugar, but that we have been taught to fear anything called sugar without understanding its nature. I have met patients who completely avoid fruit out of fear of high blood sugar, yet eat white bread every morning, drink coffee with refined sugar, and believe they are eating healthy. When I ask why, the answer is usually the same. The doctor said to avoid sugar, but no one ever clarified what kind of sugar. In nature, nothing exists in isolation. Fruit does not contain sugar alone. It contains living water, organic minerals, and accompanying elements that help the body recognize and process it appropriately. Grouping fruit together with refined sugar is a dangerous oversimplification. This misunderstanding does not come only from advertising or media, but also from modern medicine's tendency to focus too heavily on numbers while forgetting biological context. We measure blood sugar, but rarely ask how much energy the body must expend to process what was just eaten. We fear an apple, yet feel no fear toward a large bowl of white rice. Then we wonder why the body grows increasingly fatigued, heavy, and chronically inflamed. I am not suggesting that everyone should eat fruit without thought. I am asking you to pause and ask yourself whether your fear is based on accurate understanding or simply on beliefs repeated long enough to become truth. Before moving on to the next part, I invite you to answer a simple question in the comments. A. Do you believe all sugar is equally harmful? Or B. Do you believe the issue lies in the type of sugar and the context in which it is consumed? Choose A or B and share your thoughts. When the human body is observed through the lens of natural biology, rather than modern eating habits, fruit clearly occupies a unique position. It is a group of foods that exists almost exactly as nature created it. No cooking required, no refining, no complex combinations. This very quality allows fruit to carry a form of biological energy that is stable and well suited to the human body. In natural nutrition systems and ancient medical traditions, fruit has often been classified as light food, not because it lacks value, but because it does not burden the digestive system. When food enters the body without demanding large amounts of enzymes, blood flow, and nervous activity to process it, the body is not forced to divert all of its resources toward digestion. This is especially significant for middle-aged and older adults, whose biological energy reserves are no longer as abundant as in youth. In such conditions, choosing easily digestible foods does more than reduce heaviness after meals. It creates the opportunity for the body to perform more critical functions such as tissue repair, internal balance, and the elimination of accumulated waste. Natural nutrition literature shows that when hard-to-digest foods dominate the diet, much of daily energy becomes locked in the gut, leaving other systems functioning less efficiently. In contrast, fruit moves quickly through the digestive tract, leaves minimal residue, and does not obstruct the flow of biological energy. This helps explain why many people feel clearer, lighter, and even mentally sharper after consuming fruit correctly, despite its relatively low calorie content. Fruit also does not produce mucus, a substance considered by many natural healing systems to be the foundation of stagnation in the intestines and connective tissues. When mucus accumulation slows, the internal environment becomes more open and supportive of elimination and self-regulation. From this perspective, the true value of fruit lies not in delivering large amounts of immediate energy, but in helping the body conserve energy. That conserved energy does not disappear. It is redirected toward vital processes the body prioritizes whenever conditions allow, especially during adulthood and aging. For this reason, in many natural health systems, fruit is not treated as a secondary or optional food, but as a strategic component that supports the body in operating according to its inherent biological rhythm. When discussing the role of fruit in nutrition, the most controversial element is fructose, a natural sugar that has long been misunderstood. In natural physiology, fructose is not viewed as a stimulant or a metabolic burden, but as a form of fuel that matches human cellular structure when it exists within the intact context of fruit. Unlike refined sugar or industrial sweeteners that have been stripped of living water, minerals, and enzymes, fructose in fruit arrives with all the elements needed for the body to recognize and process it along its natural biological pathway. Natural nutrition and pancreatic physiology literature indicates that the human body is designed to handle natural sugars from plants, especially fruit, where fructose is absorbed and utilized without triggering complex digestive chains. When sugar is consumed in a refined form, divorced from its original biological context, the endocrine system is forced to react more aggressively, leading to energy swings and metabolic disruption over time. In contrast, fructose from fruit provides energy in a steady manner, avoiding the sharp spikes and crashes commonly associated with refined sugar or modified starches. Another key point is that natural fructose does not exist to stimulate the body, but to nourish cells under appropriate conditions. Observations recorded in natural healing literature consistently show that energy derived from fruit tends to be sustainable, supporting both physical and mental activity without producing heaviness or post-meal fatigue. This difference becomes especially clear when comparing the body's response to whole fruit versus processed sugar-containing products. At the cellular level, natural fructose functions as a clean fuel, producing minimal metabolic residue. This is particularly meaningful in bodies that have already endured years of toxin accumulation and metabolic byproducts. When incoming energy does not add to that burden, the internal environment has a better chance of maintaining balance. From this viewpoint, the problem is not that the body cannot tolerate sugar, but that it was never designed to process sugar separated from nature. Fructose in fruit, when consumed in the proper context, reflects a fundamental biological principle. The human body functions best when fuel is delivered in the form nature originally intended. Within the biological structure of fruit, the elements that play a central role in cleansing the body are natural organic acids. Unlike the corrosive acids used in industrial chemistry, organic acids found in fruit act as gentle biological solvents that are compatible with living tissue. Literature on colon health and connective tissue indicates that under modern dietary conditions, mucus and metabolic waste products tend to accumulate not only in the intestines, but also in soft tissues, joints, and the circulatory system. This accumulation occurs gradually over many years, producing few obvious symptoms at first, but eventually creating an internal environment favorable to chronic inflammation, metabolic imbalance, and organ dysfunction. Organic acids in fruit do not attack the body. Rather, they support the gradual dissolution of these accumulations through natural biological processes. As the internal environment becomes less viscous, the circulation of biological fluids improves, allowing the elimination system to function more efficiently. Importantly, this process is neither forced nor acute. It unfolds slowly, in accordance with the body's capacity to adapt. In many natural healing systems, mucus is seen as a response to unsuitable food rather than a random byproduct. Therefore, dissolving mucus cannot be achieved through aggressive stimulation or suppression, but through shifting the internal environment toward a more favorable state. Organic acids from fruit act as environmental regulators, allowing the body to release what is no longer needed. Alongside mucus, uric acid and other metabolic residues are affected in a similar way. When these biological solvents are present consistently, the body's ability to dissolve and transport waste out of tissues improves, reducing long-term accumulation pressure. This explains why sensations of lightness, improved joint mobility, and digestive openness often appear before measurable clinical markers change. From a natural physiological perspective, the role of organic acids is not to add something new, but to restore conditions that allow the body's innate self-cleansing mechanisms to function as intended. When the internal environment is supported in this way, detoxification is no longer an external intervention, but a natural outcome of restored internal balance. When examining the role of fruit within the overall diet, the greatest error lies not in the food itself, but in placing fruit in the wrong physiological position. In modern habits, fruit is often relegated to the role of dessert, consumed after meals rich in protein, starch, and fat. This arrangement contradicts the biological nature of fruit, which is designed to digest quickly and leave the stomach in a short time. When trapped behind slow-digesting foods, fruit is prone to fermentation, gas production, and bloating, leading to the mistaken conclusion that fruit doesn't agree with the body. In reality, the problem lies not with fruit, but with order and context. In natural nutrition systems, fruit is viewed as a starting food, preparing the digestive environment and supporting cleansing before the body processes foods that require greater digestive effort. When consumed under appropriate conditions, fruit does not cause stagnation. Instead, it helps maintain smooth biological flow. This is particularly important for the colon and connective tissues, which are prone to waste accumulation under prolonged heavy eating patterns. Viewing fruit as an appetizer for the cleansing process is not ceremonial, but physiological, reflecting a core principle. The body functions best when processes follow natural order. When fruit is placed correctly, mechanisms that support detoxification, fluid regulation, and internal balance are activated gently without stressing the digestive or elimination systems. Over time, this shift leads to noticeable differences in bodily experience, from lighter digestion to more stable daily energy. The core conclusion is not about encouraging more or less fruit consumption, but about understanding its true role in the body's overall functioning. Fruit was not created to keep humans full for long periods, but to help the body release what it no longer needs. When the internal environment becomes more open and unburdened, self-regulation and healing emerge as natural outcomes rather than forced efforts. From this perspective, returning fruit to its rightful place is not a new dietary trend, but a return to an ancient biological order in which health is maintained through harmony rather than rigid control. When fruit is understood in its true nature, it is no longer merely a source of energy or a side item in a modern diet. The entire discussion shows that fruit is a fundamental part of human biological design. From its ease of digestion and energy conservation, to its role in delivering natural fuel to cells and supporting internal cleansing through organic acids. Long-standing misunderstandings around sugar have caused fruit to be lumped together with refined products, leading to improper placement in meals and distorted health thinking. When fruit is used in the right context, at the right time, and in the right way, it does not burden the body. Instead, it helps restore natural biological order and supports self-regulation and healing in a sustainable manner. The deeper lesson is that health does not come from extreme control or mechanical elimination, but from correct understanding of how the body functions. Rather than asking how much to eat or what to completely avoid, individuals can begin by reorganizing eating order, observing bodily responses, and respecting natural physiological principles. Practical application can be simple. Using fruit as a gentle opening to the day or before meals, listening to bodily feedback, and adjusting gradually rather than making abrupt changes. In your view, should fruit be treated as a dessert or as a starting food in natural health care? You are welcome to share your perspective respectfully in the comments. If you would like to go deeper and receive practical guidance, please fill out the form in the description to receive a Healing Health ebook as a gift. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, like, and share this video to support the continued creation of valuable practical content for your health journey. 4.